You know that feeling? Your to-do list just keeps growing, feels like it's taking over everything. That constant sense of being behind.
Oh, yeah. We've all been there.
Well, one of you actually suggested we take a look at Brian Tracy's Eat That Frog. We managed to get hold of the Tamil translation, so that's our source for this deep dive.
Right. And our goal today isn't just to skim the surface. We really want to dig in and pull out those, truly actionable strategies,
Yeah.
the things you can actually use to fight procrastination and boost your productivity.
Think of it like the highlight reel.
Exactly. The key insights that can genuinely make a difference without you needing to wade through the whole book yourself.
And the core idea, the image that really sticks, is eating the frog. Sounds weird, I know.
A little bit.
But it's basically about tackling your biggest, ugliest, most important task first thing. Get that out of the way.
And suddenly the rest of the day feels, well, a lot more manageable. And it's clear this book, it's resonated with a lot of people. We found quotes like Michael Buffini saying it had a profound impact on work habits. The Sales Journal mentioned how it explains why we put things off and, more importantly, how to get more done.
And Clarity pointed out its practical way to overcome the habit of putting things off.
So it seems less theoretical, more focused on real-world fixes.
Exactly. So that's what we'll do. Break down the core ideas. We'll try to keep it clear, engaging, maybe even throw in a few surprising bits.
The aim is for you to finish listening feeling, well, not just informed, but actually equipped to take back some control, without feeling totally overloaded with info.
Okay, let's get into it. Where does Tracy start?
Well, right away, the book tackles that core problem, just feeling completely swamped. Too much to do, not enough time, and that natural urge to just put things off.
Yeah, the procrastination beast.
He's very blunt about it. He says, you will never have enough time to do everything you have to do.
Oof. Okay, so it's not about finding more hours.
No, not at all. The solution isn't working harder or longer, it's working smarter, focusing your energy strategically.
Right. It's not about some, time management hack. The book really hammers home that the real change comes from shifting your habits, how you approach work, manage your time, deal with all those responsibilities.
And there's a key quote there. The only way to take control of your time and your life is to consciously decide what to stop doing and what to start doing.
It's about being deliberate, making active choices.
Exactly. And according to Tracy, that deliberate action, it all starts with clarity. Specifically, getting crystal clear on your goals. That's chapter 1.
Clarity. Okay. Seems basic, but he argues it's the most important thing for productivity.
Absolutely. A foundation.
And he throws out the statistic that just, wow, only about 3% of adults have clear written goals.
Yeah, it's surprisingly low.
But here's the kicker. That tiny 3%. They achieve 5 to 10 times more than everyone else.
5 to 10 times.
That's huge, just from writing things down. Why do you think that makes such a massive difference?
Well, it's more than just having a vague idea, isn't it? Writing it down forces you to be specific. You can't just write, be successful. You have to define what that means.
Turns fuzziness into focus.
Exactly. It makes it concrete. And there's a commitment aspect, too, psychologically. Seeing it in writing makes it feel more real, more binding somehow. It kind of activates your motivation differently than just thinking about it.
That makes a lot of sense. So, okay, how does he say we should do that? Get that clarity.
He gives a pretty straightforward 7-step method. Step 1, decide exactly what you want. The source even suggests pausing to really think about this personally.
Okay, decide. Then step 2, you mention it. Write it down clearly.
Yeah. Crucial step. Makes it tangible. Step 3 is setting a deadline.
Urgency.
Right. And if it's a big goal, set smaller sub-deadlines along the way. Milestones.
Keeps you on track. Okay, what's 4?
Step 4, make a list.
Yeah.
Everything you can think of that you'll need to do to reach that goal. And keep adding to it. It's like an ongoing brain dump.
Got it. Like a master task list for the goal.
Precisely. Then, step 5, organize that list into a plan. This means prioritizing what's most important and sequencing what needs to happen first.
So building the roadmap.
Exactly. Step 6 is simple but essential. Take action immediately. Don't just admire your beautiful plan.
Huh. Guilty as charged sometimes.
We all are. Just do something, even a small thing, to get the ball rolling.
Start the engine. And the last step, 7.
Make it a daily thing. Do
Yeah.
something, anything, every single day that moves you towards that main goal. Consistency.
Even small steps add up.
That's the idea. Build momentum.
It really is amazing how just getting those goals out of your head and onto paper can suddenly light a fire under you, you know? Helps cut through the procrastination fog.
Definitely. It turns a wish into a mission.
Okay, so clarity and goals are foundational. What's the next big principle?
Building right on that foundation is the second key idea. Plan every day in advance. Chapter 2 is all about this.
Daily planning. I like the analogy he uses tackling big tasks is like eating an elephant one bite at a time.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Looking at the whole elephant is overwhelming, but just focus on the next bite. Daily planning helps you figure out what that bite is.
Exactly. And the book argues that just the act of thinking things through, planning, deciding, that itself is a powerful way to beat procrastination and boost your productivity. It moves you from being reactive to proactive.
Getting ahead of the game. There's that Alan Lakine quote mentioned in the source. Planning is bringing the future into the present so that you can do something about it now.
That sums it up perfectly. It's about taking control now.
And it's not just about organization, is it? The book says planning actually helps your energy.
Yeah, mentally and physically. When you know what you need to do, there's less of that draining anxiety and overwhelm. You have a path.
And get this, the 10-90 rule. Heard of this?
Tell me more.
The book says every minute you spend planning saves 10 minutes during execution.
Wow, 10-to-1 return. That's significant.
Right. Think about that over a week or a month. It adds up fast.
So how do you put this into practice daily?
Well, the big recommendation is to make your to-do list the night before.
Prepping for the next day.
Yeah. The idea is your subconscious kind of chews on it overnight, so you wake up clearer and more focused.
Interesting. Does it talk about different kinds of lists?
It does. Suggest having a master list for everything, then breaking that down into monthly lists, then weekly lists. And each night, you pull from the weekly list to make your daily plan.
Like a funnel system for tasks?
Pretty much. Cascading clarity.
And don't underestimate the power of actually crossing things off that list.
Oh yeah, best feeling.
It's a real psychological boost. That sense of accomplishment, it fuels you to keep going.
Totally. So planning basically helps break down those monster projects, makes them less scary, gives you that feeling of being in control. Even the biggest frogs seem, well, less like frogs.
Okay, so we have clarity on goals, daily planning. What's the third pillar from these early chapters?
This is a big one. Applying the 80-20 rule to basically everything. Chapter 3 digs into this, the Pareto principle.
Ah, yes, the 80-20.
It's one of those things, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Came from Vilfredo Pareto, right? Italian kind of.
That's the one. Notice the wealth distribution. Something like 80% of the land owned by 20% of the people.
But the weird thing is how that ratio, roughly 80-20, just pops up everywhere.
Yeah, the book gives examples like 20% of your work activities probably produce 80% of your results. Or 20% of your customers generate 80% of your revenue.
It's about unequal distribution. Not everything matters equally.
Exactly. Effort and reward aren't always directly proportional.
So if you look at your to-do list, say 10 things, the 80-20 rule says maybe only 2 of those are the really important ones, the ones that'll deliver most of the value.
Right, the high-impact tasks.
And here's the kicker the book points out. Which tasks do we usually procrastinate on the most?
Let me guess. The important ones. The top 20%.
Bingo. Those vital few often get pushed back. Why is that, do you think?
Well, often those high-value tasks are harder. They're more complex, maybe a bit ambiguous, uncomfortable even.
Yeah, they require more brain power.
Exactly. More focused critical thinking. And maybe the outcome isn't guaranteed. It feels easier psychologically to knock off a few small, easy tasks first. You get that quick hit of completion.
That instant gratification trap.
Precisely. Trading long-term impact for short-term ease.
Makes sense. Our brains like easy wins. So what's the practical advice here? How do we use this 80-20 idea?
The core message is constantly ask yourself about any task you're considering. Is this in the top 20% of my activities or the bottom 80%?
Filtering through that value lens.
Right. Will this task produce a significant result or is it low impact? And then consciously choose to focus your energy on that vital 20%. That's where the real productivity gains are.
Prioritize the heavy hitters.
Exactly. And as the book hints, we'll probably need to talk more later about why we're so drawn to doing the little things first. It's a common pattern.
Okay, good stuff. So just to quickly recap these first key ideas from Eat That Frog.
We've got the absolute power of getting super clear on your goals, writing them down.
Then, the necessity of planning your day ahead of time, creating that roadmap.
And finally, strategically using the 80-20 rule to focus on the tasks that actually move the needle.
Yeah, makes sense.
And the thread tying it all together seems to be this idea of taking back control. It's not about magic tricks. It's about making conscious choices.
Deliberate decisions about what's important, what gets your time, and maybe just as crucial.
What you consciously decide not to do, what you let go of.
And the great thing is, these aren't things you need special equipment for. You can start well right now.
Absolutely. No waiting required.
So, building on that, here's something maybe to chew on. Think about your big frog. That one important task, the one you know would make a difference, but you keep avoiding it. We all have one.
Or maybe a few.
Right. What's the absolute smallest, tiniest first step you could possibly take towards it? Maybe even today. Not the whole thing, just one little bite.
Just getting started. Moving from thinking about it to actually doing something, however small. That's often the hardest part.
Food for thought. Time to stop thinking about the frog and maybe just nudge it a little.